Hi guys, have we got a treat for you today? It's the 18th of August and we are going to ride in the heart of the Greek Aspromonte Park. Aspromonte National Park has suggestive landscapes, breathtaking views, an international geological and cultural heritage, and biodiverse flora and fauna rarities. Aspromonte is a mountain massif that is part of the complex called the Southern Alps in Italy. It's located in the southern stretch of the Italian peninsula. Its constant and still active lifting makes the Aspromonte one of the most geologically active areas in the Mediterranean Sea, creating steep landscapes, gorges and ravines that climb a short distance from the sea up to about 2,000 meters. The size of the Aspromonte National Park is currently just over 64 hectares, and in 2021 it joined the World Network of Geoparks curated by UNESCO. Our first stop is in Bova, a town with legendary origins. The myth has it, in fact, that it was founded by the Greek queen Nikista, who imprinted the sole of her foot on the top of the fortress where the castle stands today, as a permanent memory. It's a unique village for its history, its culture, and the architecture which has left important testimonies over the centuries. Bova has been repeatedly listed among the 10 most beautiful villages in Italy. A peculiar feature of Bova is the persistence of the Greek language, a dialectical form that has some similarities with the dialects of Crete and Cyprus, a fact which, together with the other villages of this area, Gallicianò and Roccaforte for example, makes these places truly unique. The Cathedral of Bova is located in an apical position with respect to the rest of the historical centre. Standing in close contact with the rocky tip of the ancient castle, it symbolises the two powers, secular and religious, which have dominated the whole area for millennia. Reachable from the town hall square through the narrow lanes characteristic of this village, the cathedral has a basilica-shaped plan with 3 naves, originating from the first nucleus built in the 9th century and subsequently enlarged and transformed. Even in the summer it's 2 or 3 degrees cooler than it is down at the bottom by the sea, which is probably about 30 degrees now. So here it's nice, 27. It's a lovely breeze, and we've come up here on our motorbikes. So let's go and see where the rest of the guys are. I'm here with the Aquile del Sud, the Southern Eagles, to explore this part of the world. Oh, it's a lovely dog. Hello. You're on camera. Now, Calabria is one of the least known regions of Italy, which has a huge amount of castles, cathedrals, monuments that are more or less unknown. Here we are exploring. We'll have a little way to go to get to the top. To the castle. And once upon a time, this region would have been attacked by marauders, invaders, so everyone used to live on the top of hills because it was easier to defend. It gave them a good viewpoint. They saw the enemy coming, the marauders, and they could prepare for the attack.
and a little bit more easily they could ward off. Okay, so here we've come up to, we'll call it the viewpoint. There's always a cross somewhere, or the Madonna here in Calabria at the top.
The Norman castle at the top of this ancient town is partly dug into the rock and dates back to the 11th century. It stands in a dominant position overlooking the valley below, on the top of Monte Rotondo, at about 830 meters above sea level. The few traces that remain of the original structure are not sufficient to reconstruct its planimetric development, or even date or recognize the subsequent construction phases. However, sources describe an imposing castle founded in the Norman era and enhanced in 1494 by the Aragonese.
Okay, so this is the northern side. As you can see, it's a bit barren during the summer. There's very little rain. Someone can play football, but not necessarily in this heat. But as you can see, the roads are just windy, perfect for smaller or mid-sized motorcycles. Wonderful. So we'll say goodbye to the monument, the cross. We're in the fortress or the castle area at the top. So, after our little trip up to the fortress and the beautiful, stunning views, we're going to head back down towards our bikes that are waiting patiently for us. Thank God, there's a beautiful wind, not too strong, just keeping us cool. And there's always a little wind up here. So even in the summer, this is Bova, the 18th of August, and yet it isn't hot. It's probably about 11 o'clock now. As long as that wind's here, the sun's hot, but the wind is keeping us nice and cool. So walk down the steps carefully, of course. We can admire the beautiful views and of course those wonderful roads, twisty curves, beautiful corners that we'll probably be going on a little bit later as we head deeper into the Aspromonte Park, which is behind us, moving away from the sea and going deeper into the Calabrian mountains, where it'll get cooler and cooler as we head up. The high point is about 2,000 meters. Don't think we get that there today. You never know. And there it will be very cool, I would imagine. And the roads that take us there, as usual, twisty, windy roads with beautiful views. You have to take it a bit slow because just round any bend there could be a cow standing in the middle of the road, or a goat, or something like that, or even a landslide, because obviously in the mountains, normally after rains you have to be a bit on the careful side. There is the Lovers Cave, Caverna degli Innamorati. This is a school, and we saw that from below. I imagine it's an old school, but who knows? As in, not used anymore. Looking at the beautiful views. So as I was saying before interrupting myself, we're going to move a little bit further into the Aspromonte Park, which is actually quite vast. Starts from sort of here and moves. Aldo is saying I have to speed up. What do you want, Aldo? We are leaving now. They're telling me to move quickly because our bikes are waiting for us. So I'm going to sign off, and I'll show you a bit more of the Aspromonte Park when we get there. Bye for now. Anyway, we've ridden our steeds, ridden about 20 minutes, half an hour into the Aspromonte Valley. Some of the roads are there's quite a lot of windy, twisty roads, and our first stop off is quite an interesting site. Let me just show you. It's a rock, monolithical rock. There she is. Got a piece of paper that explains everything. I could read it to you, but I don't think you'd be too interested. So anyway, it's a geosite. Number 89. You can look it up. Let's go and have a look what it is. So as we walk along, there is like a footpath that facilitates our trip to see the monolithical rock, and it's particular in its shape and form, but also in its size. So I'm going to stop looking at myself. I'm going to turn you around so you can get a better view as we approach this ancient rock. Now, people see what they want to see in different shapes and forms, but here I think this is erosion its greatest. Aldo is posing because he's going to put that on Facebook. Make sure that he's looking slim. He's holding in his stomach, you can see that. Oh yeah, and he's very young.
Our next port of call is the Rocca del Drako monolith, named for its resemblance to a three-eyed dragon. As you will notice, the eyes seem to have been man-made, perhaps in the Neolithic age, although according to some, it is simply a bizarre work of nature. As always with these bizarre shapes, there is a legend. This legend tells of a blind dragon that lived under the rock and fed on the milk contained in rocky compartments. Here we are in the village of Ghorio di Roghudi, which is located a few kilometers from the now abandoned town of Roghudi, due to several floods that hit it in the 70s. Even the village of Ghorio, which did not suffer serious damage at the time, has been abandoned. Today it's almost a ghost village. Very few people live there. However, as you will see, some come back on weekends for sheep and goat farming or to cultivate land. Groups of hikers who come from the Bova Natural Trail often pass through here.
Dove siamo qui?
Qua andiamo a Ghorio di Roghudi.
E adesso ci rinfreschiamo.
Roghudi Vecchio is one of the last Italian ghost towns with Greek origins. In 1971, it had a resident population of about 1,650 people. But since it was built in one of the rainiest areas of Calabria, it was often hit by extreme floods. In fact, in 1971, it received in 2 days the equivalent of the rainfall that would normally fall in a year, and caused the town to be completely cut off. It also caused several deaths and missing persons, and made several houses uninhabitable. Subsequently, the then mayor, Angelo Romeo, on the 16th of February 1971, signed the ordinance with which he imposed the eviction of all the families present in the town.
Okay, so here we are in Gallicianò. We've just arrived from that direction and had a wonderful lunch up there, which is a great trattoria. Home run, family run, homegrown food from this area. We had goat. That's Fabrizio's motorbike that he's gone down these roads, which is not an easy thing, even with the small bike like that.
It currently has about 60 inhabitants and sits on the right bank of the river Amendoleia at just over 620 meters above sea level. It is part of the Aspromonte National Park, being on the southern slope of the Aspromonte. The earliest documentary evidence of Gallicianò dates back to 1060 and is found in the Brevion of the Byzantine Metropolitan Church of Reggio Calabria. The name derives from Gallicum, a city close to modern Kilkis in Greece, from where the inhabitants fled to southern Italy. The only Catholic church of the village is the Church of San Giovanni Battista, located in the main square in the centre. It has a marble statue of Saint Giovanni from the 18th century, 2 ancient sailors and 2 bells dating back to 1508 and 1683.
Coffee. What do you think, Fabrizio? Shall we have a coffee? Yeah. Yes, please. So let's go down the steps here, go into the local bar and have a nice coffee. This is how once upon a time we used to sharpen our tools.
Si mollavano i coltelli.
There you go. This is how it was. Once upon a time we would sharpen our tools like this. And we wouldn't need electricity, we just need an arm. That's all we would need.
Vado che vai a prendere un coltello.
No, va bene così, va bene. Rende idea.
Ah, così non si vede.
Fabulous. We need to go back to these times. And here in this place. Perfect.
Sta venendo bene.
It works. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Okay, so let's follow the others. Up the hill. We're in Greece and Italy. And if you want to buy some local food, you can do so here. And you just leave some money for them. Probably the lady of the house is somewhere around. So up here we're going to the Ethnic Museum. There it is. Buongiorno. Public toilets, you don't see those anymore. And this is the gentleman. Buongiorno. Who's going to show us the church. The other church that is the oldest church in this region of Orthodox history. So we're going to go up this hill and have a look. As you can see, people live in some beautiful places. They wake up to stunning views every morning. And here is the local place where they used to wash their clothes. And here, this is a gebbia, as they call it.
All the water.
Yeah, so they collect
after this.
Yeah. Yeah. So So they collect the water, and here is where the ladies used to wash their clothes once upon a time. We need to maintain history here, or a connection to it at least. And here is a fountain. Where everyone
Devi venire qua dentro. Il cicerone nell'uomo. Devi fare il pensiero d'amore qua.
So it's the fountain of love.
Comunque adesso bisogna ripetere la tradizione, va ripetuta perché siamo qui alla sorgente.
Devi bere e scrivere un pensiero
So
d'amore.
exactly. Okay. So we're all going to drink some of this water from the fountain of love, and we'll think about our loved ones. No. Okay, I can think of others.
Vai bene.
Okay, so here we are, very close to the old Orthodox church, and as you can see, there's a little amphitheatre. Obviously, once upon a time they would have shows and entertainment, we'll call it. So let's move up to the church, which most of the time are in strategically beautiful places. This one is no exception. Okay, so they ring the bell several times. Then we can go in. Here's Fabrizio, go for it. Well done. And now it's our turn.
The jewel of the village is the rebuilt Orthodox church called the Madonna del Grecia. The name comes from the Byzantine church of the same name with its annexed monastery, whose ruins are located in a locality near Gallicianò called Grecia.
Pleasantly cool.
Sì, tutto settino va bene.
So he's going to light some candles.
Sì, infatti adesso il sole è di là, quindi è proprio buio, diciamo adesso. Sì, la mattina c'è una luce più... Di qua c'è l'altare da questa parte, vedete che...
Here's the altar.
C'è la tenda e non si vede, diciamo, no? Qui si celebra la Santa Messa.
Where they celebrate the Mass.
Sì. E lascia stare ancora? Sì, si celebra ancora adesso.
E come viene ripartita con la Chiesa Cattolica?
Ah no, dunque sì, questa è una chiesa quindi ortodossa, quindi sta per i fatti suoi, diciamo. C'è una collaborazione ovviamente, sì. Quella invece è una chiesa cattolica, quindi, sì. Abbiamo due parroci diversi ovviamente, quindi sì, quello cattolico e quello ortodosso.
La gente partecipa sia all'una che all'altra oppure ci sono...
Sì, diciamo che solitamente si partecipa, chi diciamo, chi frequenta questa chiesa, che è ortodosso, vai anche nell'altra, sì. Perché nella sostanza, diciamo, è uguale
Sì,
nella
sì,
sostanza. Certo poi ci sono differenze, però nella sostanza è uguale, quindi non è un'altra religione.
Sì.